Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Bubblegum Reviews. My name is Steve, and today's review will be on the movie here behind me. We have Full Metal Jacket, and this is a fourth or fifth time watch for me. I know the first time I saw this, I was probably way too young, but I saw it anyways. So in this, we have Vincent D'Onofrio, Arliss Howard, Matthew Modine, and R. Lee Ermey. A little quick summary on this. This follows Private Joker through the boot camp to the Vietnam War. So let's go ahead and get right down to this. As I said, I saw this at a young age for the first time, and when I did see it, I remember laughing my ass off at the drill sergeant. Pretty much the first part of the movie. The drill sergeant part was just I was laughing hysterically. I joined the army, and obviously it was no laughing matter. So yeah, obviously the army and the Marines are different, but still, it's not a laughing matter. So I kind of, you don't want to laugh when you're in boot camp. Anyways, a little, this is kind of a totally different, interesting thing. This isn't a fact or anything. I mean, I guess it is, but anyways, so the boot camp takes place in Parris Island. My boot camp was 2.5 hours away from Parris Island. I was in Fort Jackson. But anyway, so let's go ahead and get right to it. First off, R. Lee Ermey did a fantastic job. From what I heard, from what I read, is Stanley Kubrick didn't really tell him how to do his lines because he's like, this guy is so professional and he was already in the military that he just kind of let him do his own thing. And he was just like, it worked and whatnot. And I guess R. Lee Ermey actually got in a car accident and broke some ribs on, I believe, his left side or one of his sides. And so you see him not moving one of his arms, and that's why. But anyways, R. Lee Ermey did a great job. Vincent D'Onofrio did a freaking great job. And I'm convinced that this is Vincent D'Onofrio's breakthrough right here. And the reason is because I also read that Vincent D'Onofrio um, before this did like some small stuff and then auditioned for this, and they called him and he thought it was a prank, so he hung up. They called back a little later and literally were trying to convince him and finally convinced him that it's real and they want him for the role. So that is freaking awesome. And he killed it, dude. Like, he did a great job. This movie is definitely not for kids. This is a crazy movie about the realities of war. And man, this was great, though. Like, every turn, you're just like, whoa, what? And the boot camp, the hookers, just everything. The war, it was great. The writing in this was fantastic. Stanley did a great job. Just this movie all around was great. So one of my favorite scenes in this movie, sorry, not one of my favorite scenes, but one of my favorite shots in this movie. They're flying in the chopper and you get a shot of, like, it almost looked like the trees in like South Africa, and right above it was a fog, like a layer of fog above the trees. That right there, best shot in the movie for me. Favorite scene, probably the whole boot camp. That I'm not even going to say scene, but favorite first part, yeah, that whole boot camp was just that was the best part of the movie. The boot camp scene was the best part of the movie. I'm not saying the other part wasn't good, because it was. This whole movie was just dynamite. The acting was really good, even by the people that I didn't mention, saying they did a good job. 8 Ball was good. What was it? Animal. Was it Animal House? Not Animal House. I don't. Yeah. Anyways, they all did a good job, man. This was a really good job, a really good movie. There was only one problem that I had with the movie, and that was Raptor Man. I did not care for that dude. He bugged the crap out of me. He really did. Like, especially at the end when they caught the sniper. He really bugged me. But so there was one thing that I kind of thought was funny. So in this, I mean the music they had, the choice of music was great, and not only that, the composer's style that he had in this was also good. Actually, I'm not sure if the composer might have been a female. I'm not sure, but so bird is the word. Everybody, the bird is the word. Yeah, that song. I don't like that song very much anymore. Thanks to Family Guy. Family Guy ruined that song because, yeah, for those of you that know Family Guy, you know what I'm talking about. But I, as a kid, I used to like this, but now I don't really care for that song. So even in this, I'm just like, okay, this song's about enough. But this movie was very well done. Like, there isn't a thing about this that I can be like, well, I didn't really care for that. Like I said, Raptor Man was it. Anyway, so director we have Stanley Kubrick, who did stuff such as 2001: A Space Odyssey, The Shining. I haven't seen either of those. I literally have not seen any of his movies besides this movie. And I know people are probably like, you're no movie fan if you haven't seen anything from him besides this, but I've seen a lot of movies. I just haven't seen. I do want to see The Shining, and I know I probably should see 2001 and what Doctor Strangelove. I also probably should see that. So eventually I'll get to them. I got a lot of movies I got to watch before I get to all the other movies that I need to watch. So it's a process. Anyways, IMDb gave this a 8.3 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 91%, and Dog Bones gave it a 3.5 out of 4. I gave it a 10 out of 10. This movie was fantastic. This is definitely a must watch for everybody except for kids. When those kids get older, it's a must watch. This will always be a classic movie. Like, there is some pretty crazy stuff in this, but that's the parts of war, man. Like, I watched what was the last war movie I watched? I think The Thin Red Line. That's the same thing, man. War movies, like capturing the grittiness, the craziness, the just straight down raw shit is what war movies should be doing, not sugarcoating it. They need to capture the real stuff. Like, war is no joke. Uh, so reasons I would tell you to watch this. Well, I gave it a 10 for 10. That's about the only reason you really need. Like, it's got some great acting. It's got a breakout performance as far as, like I said, with uh, Dean I, for some reason, I have a hard time saying his last name. Vincent, VD. I'll call him VD. Gomer Pyle, Private. But yeah, great performance, great cinematography, great writing, great screenplay, just great everything. This was a great movie. Box office on this was 120 on a budget of 17, so it made 103 million, which that box office for me seems like it was kind of low. Like, what? This should have at least made 350. But I mean, you cut out half the audience with the kind of movie this was, so that kind of does make sense. But anyways, so my interesting fact in this, the other thing I want to say before I tell you my interesting fact is, so how did this movie not win any awards? Like, seriously, how? How did Private Gomer Pyle not win an award for his performance? How did R. Lee Emery not win a freaking award? Like, this movie was great. All right, so interesting fact. So first off, Denzel Washington auditioned to play 8 Ball. Obviously, he didn't make it because he's not in the movie. Val Kilmer auditioned to play Private Joker, and Arnold auditioned to play Animal Mother. Sorry, there we go. That's his name, Animal Mother, not Animal House. Anyways, yeah. So Denzel, Arnold, and Val Kilmer. I that would have been a totally different movie. Totally different movie. I was telling my buddy, I'm glad it didn't happen because Arnold turned it down, and he ended up going and doing The Running Man. I like The Running Man. That's a damn good movie. I'm glad he did The Running Man. I could totally see him in this movie, but like I said, I'm glad he did it. I'm glad, and I liked who was in this movie to the point where it didn't need a change. So I'm glad everything went the way it did. I would have liked to have seen with the different Denzel, Val Kilmer, and Arnold. That would have been cool to see just how that would have turned out. But this was already good. There was no change needed, nothing like that. Everything worked. So yes, definitely worth a watch. Well, that's it. So let's see here. Up next, you guys ready for this? The Matrix. I'm getting ready to start the series of the Matrix movies. I got all three of them. I don't have the new one, but by that time I'll probably go see it or something. So we'll see. So that's up next. So like and subscribe. Check out my Letterboxd. Check out my eBay. And last but not least, either like this review or start eating that trash can. And spread the word, guys. All right. You guys have a good one.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.